If you have not done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you have not done so already, please make sure you hit the notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to Cal Culture Radio. This is you already know. This guys, how's it going? What's happening? What's popping?
I'm all right. Lost a pet bird last night. Hurts, but hey, man, I'm here, man. Still in good spirits, man. Good spirits. What's up with you, Ronnie? How you feeling?
No, I'm feeling good, man. I'm over here. I'm doing my thing. I'm just I enjoy my weekend. I enjoy my day off. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes just to get rest and not do anything. Just chill, watch a movie, watch some drama, and just put your feet up and just relax. So anyhow, you already know you got your thing. Go ahead and do your thing.
All right, people. All right, people. Y'all know what it is. Y'all see the title. So we're definitely going to talk about Colin Kaepernick. A couple of days ago, he came out with his book and talk about his past, about his past of his adoptive parents, of how it's a little bit more problematic. He went into I believe CBS morning show, so I'm gonna read it off. So Colin Kaepernick has called out his white adoptive parents for what he describes as a problematic behavior in the past. Um, Interviewing the CBS Morning to promote his new graphic novel memoir, Colin Kaepernick Changed the Game. Colin Kaepernick opens up about comments his adoptive parents made while he's growing up. So if you guys don't know about Colin Kaepernick, he used to play for the NFL. His first was it 4 or 5 years. He played the San Francisco 49ers. During his last season, he took a kneel about police brutality and rubbed some feathers with the NFL, and then that was his last year. After that, he was never signed again. Um, so back into his book, this is what he quoted. He said, "I know my parents love me, but there were still very problematic things that I went through." He said during the interview. He said, "I think what was most important to show that no, this can happen in your own home. How you can move forward collectively while addressing the racism and with your parents." If you guys don't know, he was adopted, and his parents was white. He was adopted by white parents. So recounting an incident when he was a teen, which is also shown in the book in the coming novel, Kaepernick claims that his mother told him red cornrows were not professional and that he looked like a little thug after getting them. So when he was a little kid, he wanted to get cornrows. When he got the cornrows, his parents didn't like it. Uh, Let me see. So those type of situations were difficult to navigate, but ultimately led to where he is today and his decision to embrace his Black ancestry. Those become spaces where it's like, how do I navigate these situations now? But also but it also has informed why I have my long hair today. So he's talking about, during in the past, it's like, wearing his cornrows that parents didn't like it. And now today he's embracing it with growing out his hair with the afro and also, wearing braids. Kaepernick was adopted by his Wisconsin parents when he was a baby and later moved to California. Back in 2016, the Kaepernicks told ESPN that they supported their son's decision to kneeling during the national anthem. In 2015, Ms. Kaepernick has criticized an article that focused on his son tattoos, saying he had been made out to be a gangster in one piece. It was annoying to her. She also quoted, "You are categorizing this kid as my kid and on something like tattoos. Really? That's how you're going to define this kid. It's pretty much irritating for what it is." Instead of saying that Colin does all these great things and donate his time to children, this guy is going to make him looking like a gangster. Let's see. So yeah, so basically, when he came out of the interview, promote his cabinet memoir, really, people think like that he attacked his parents because his parents is being white and he's being black, and he's trying to realize, trying to wear his blackness towards his sleeve, and also he's saying like, his one of his idols was Allen Iverson at the time, and he kind of idolized Allen Iverson by the way he dressed. As we all know, Allen Iverson, he changed the game, by him as a player and also him outside by wearing, you know, street clothes and everything. So by looking at that, Colin Kaepernick, he was idolized because Allen Iverson. He wanted to do that, but the thing is, his parents was like, "Hey, that's not a professional look." Even though Allen Iverson can wear that look, he's an NBA player, he can do that. But they want to make his kid look, I want if you're gonna go out there and get a job or that type of stuff, or make it to the NFL, make sure you have a professional look. You have a professional look, you can get um, deals and just look presentable as a black man. So when Hakeem comes back, we're gonna play a video. Then he gonna get his side. But right now, I'm gonna pass it to you, Ronnie. I want you to say what you think about it.
I kind of seen. I didn't really fully read the article. I'm gonna be honest with you. However, I did watch a video clip that what you about to play. I did watch that video clip, and how he said he was very influenced by his because he was adopted by his white parents. Now, study shows that half of the kids right now are being adopted by white parents. The black parents don't want these kids as being born. So white parents are taking them up and raising these kids. Not only that, but they raise these kids to be very successful people on in the state of, in the United States, and not only that, but also in the world. So him being raised by white counterparts, you gotta understand something. When someone adopts you, that means you're gonna adopt their culture, their way of life, their way of living, and not only that, pretty much their statue on how they want you to be in this world. Now, Kaepernick, we already know, it's a well-known fact, he is black. However, the people that raised him was white, so of course he's gonna have more ideology on the white side than the actual black side. So this tends to be a strong problem in the black community. You can't expect you to have a decent lifestyle when you've been raised by white counterparts. You're gonna have their way of life. You're gonna have their way of living. So, to me, him going against the white side of himself, because even though people say he wasn't born with he was not born with a white parent, he was born with a black parent. But however, they raised him. So to me, I seen them as your parents. If you diminish that side of yourself, that means you also diminish the side of your own self. Yes, he's black, that's true, but you got to keep it in mind too. His parents didn't want him. So if your parents don't want you and the white people received you, I consider them your parents. So to me, he should keep their culture. And I understand he want to do both sides because he is black. Don't get me wrong. He still is a black man. But he have a lot of traditional values when it comes to his white side. That's my take. Go ahead.
Brother, we live in America. He's not the first biracial kid. He's not going to be the last one. But what we do know is this. Biracial kids have the most toughest because they don't belong in no group. Even though in the black community we accept everybody, all you need is one drop of that black blood, and we just. But for him particularly, I think his mother was a prostitute or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
his biological mother. Yeah, I believe so.
And yeah. I think and I don't even think she even knew who the black guy who she had it with. No. She just automatically just put him up for adoption. That's racism in itself. You feel what I'm trying to say? Where, what I mean, nobody ever wanted you. So I think that he's very intelligent. Don't get me wrong. I give his parents credit enough for raising him. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be some sort of compassion in them to raise him, because he's never talked about abuse, the dad hitting him or any time of essay type of stuff. But the mental stuff is what's more damaging, which he had to conceptualize and find where he fits in. You know what I mean? And I think that it's a hard road for a lot of these kids who grow up in this world. You know what I mean? You don't know who you with, and you don't know, especially the person who's spewing racist thing is your parents. That's hard. I could understand how Drake and J. Cole feel.
It's a good one.
You know what I mean? I just had to go off to the side so I could just see that. My bad. I try to send messages everywhere I go. Hallelujah.
Go ahead, Akeem. I'll play the video, then I'm gonna go off as well.
Who's spreading a message of empowerment in his new graphic novel, Change the Game, written with author and University of Chicago professor Eve L. Ewing.
I love how you depict yourself in this book, not as some big shot hero, but as a shy, insecure high schooler like we all were. I mean, I'm speaking for you, but.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Growing up, I think still am a pretty introverted person. I hope it's true to form, and that's just kind of how I navigate the world.
It's his true high school coming-of-age story, his journey embracing his blackness, despite resistance from many, including his white adoptive parents.
I know my parents love me, but there were still very problematic things that I went through. I think it was important to show that, no, this can happen in your own home, and how we move forward collectively while addressing the racism that is being perpetuated.
He took cues from his icon, basketball star Allen Iverson, who he said wore his blackness like a suit of armor. And teenage Kaepernick wanted cornrows to match. He's getting what roles, his mom asked?
Oh, your hair's not professional. Oh, you look like a little thug.
Your mom said that to you.
Yeah. And those become spaces where it's like, okay, how do I navigate this situation now? But it also is informed why I have my hair long today.
The grown-up version of Eve wanted to go back in time and give young Colin a lot of hugs. And I was really moved and saddened by the level of kind of self-awareness that he had to develop at a very young age without a lot of guidance.
The former NFL quarterback who once led the 49ers to the Super Bowl,
touchdown, Colin Kaepernick,
was known in high school for his baseball. The pitcher even had major league interest, but he bucked public pressure and followed his heart to the gridiron.
There were a lot more black people in football that I was like, I found some community here.
Do you still want to play football professionally?
Absolutely. I woke up this morning before our events, trained 5-6 days a week. I'm still up at 4:30. I go get my training in. That passion is still there, and the ability is still there.
Yeah, for me, I could definitely that's what Colin Kaepernick. I could be very, very problematic. When I was little, in the middle school, I wear cornrows, and for me, a lot of people in my classroom, because I was in a lot of, the city I was in, it was like most dominantly black. We all wear cornrows, but the thing is, I had never thought of us as being unprofessional as a thuggish or anything, especially for me. So, with that, I commend Colin Kaepernick, for saying what he says about, if my idols can wear cornrows, why I can't wear cornrows, I think, when people look at hair, especially for a black man, if you have a high top, cornrows, the afro, they look at it some different type of way. But it has been inculturated into us, if you're African-American, FBA, Haitian, whatever, we always have dreads, have cornrows. We always grow our hair out. To be in that situation when you have two white parents that's two adopted white parents that's white, that could be very, very problematic because they don't know they don't know black culture. They wasn't raised in black culture. So when they adopt their kid, the only thing they know is their culture. So they try to put their culture into, Colin Kaepernick. But the thing is, it's like, Colin Kaepernick's not a white man. That's the thing. So I understand that there's some type of culture you can put, come from the white side, but you have to embrace that your son is black. And when he grows up and out in the world, he's going to want people. He's want to go to know where he's come from. He want to know his Black history. He want to know, definitely want to know his parents, which I don't know if he really know his parents. He want to know his parents' background and what goes that from generation to generation. So, but yeah, Colin, I see what Colin's doing. I appreciate what he's about, teaching other Black kids about, learning your history, learning your Black culture, learning your, from your family, learn from your generations, because I think that's, it's very, very important because, Colin Kaepernick is not the only one who has, he's probably not the only one who has adopted parents that's white. There's multiple people, around this country that we know that there are some people that likes to adopt, Black children and raise them up and see, what they can do and possibly put their culture in there. But for me, I can say I'm glad Colin kind of pushed this book out, and hopefully he could get to other kids and especially the kids that's probably adopted, not just from a white parent, maybe from Asian or a Mexican or Hispanic type of parents that they can know. Say, hey, make sure you know your culture. If you're a child or a teen, and then once you grow up, make sure you know your culture, what you need to do.
See, y'all not gonna like me, but I don't know. One thing y'all haven't paying attention when he was interviewed. One thing that stood out to me, he talking about all these blackness. Don't get me wrong, I'm a 49ers fan. Everybody know I'm a 49ers fan. I'm a heavy 49ers fan. But I gotta hold Kaepernick accountable. One thing about that, he said he's about Black lives and Black Lives Matter and all these other things he always talks about. But you don't stand him with a Black woman, you stand him with a white woman. That's number one. Number two, how many of us was raised in a Black household? Because majority of us on the campus raised in a Black household. The one thing Black parents used to do, I'm not gonna lie, even my mom used to do it as well. When my hair was certain way, they'd be like, "Ronnie, that don't look presentable in life. You need to cut it off." So they also do the same thing in the Black household as well. So by them doing it in the white household, we do the same exact method in the Black household. So there's no discrimination. It's always the same. So my only issue with Kaepernick is I think he's trying to appease the people and try to please the Black people because he was not raised with them to get some form of acceptance from them. But the same time is he can also embrace the people that raised him, the people that love him, the people that taught him to be an NFL player. Because at the end of the day, we got to keep forgetting. Nobody would have known who Kaepernick was if we didn't have the right parents to give him the formal guidance. Let's keep it 100% a being here. His mom didn't want him. She was not able to handle with that. I get it. But you have two lovely white folks that raise you, that educate you, and not only that, but still let him keep the same value of the Black culture. Because remember, at the end of the day, they don't say he wasn't Black. They just say, hey, just respect us as the parents. That's it. If I'm living in your household and you want me to cut my hair and I'm just a teenager, I'm going to do what I'm told.
Yeah.
Now, if you're an adult, you can do whatever you got to do. But to me, him writing the book and putting shame on his family name, I have to disagree with him on that. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, that brother. I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think there's family business that used to keep in the family. But before we get in this, I want to say shout outs to Princess Cammy, shout outs to Michelle, shout outs to Natasha Vincent.
All the beautiful ladies are here.
The ladies are in the building. Ladies are in the building.
Montreal, Saint Michel Boulevard. I wanted to give a shout out to all you ladies. Don't think we didn't forget about y'all. We were just getting a monologue together. Princess Cammy, Michelle, and Natasha Vincent. Quebecois. Okay. Now let's get back to the point at hand. Here's the thing about the social dynamics of white folks. If you ever lived around them and understand them, they still have a certain mentality because they haven't been raised around Black people. So they're going to have a perception that the media has given them. They think, don't get me, innately they are human. So they're going to show love to a kid as if they was their own child, but they still have their own ideologies. And I want people to understand that. You can't help a person who have an ideology and they pass that on to the kids. It's not helpful to kids of another race. A lot of Hispanics who go through that, who have been raised by white folks. Now, I want Natasha Vincent say all adopted kids have an age-appropriate pathway to learning and their native culture, no matter their adopted parents' culture. Listen, that is cool. But Natasha, I'm gonna be honest with you. Most people who are adopted, the person who adopted, his culture is imposed on you. How he's gonna teach you about a culture he doesn't know nothing about? Cornrows, rap music, hugging blocks, collard greens, macaroni and cheese. Nobody can tell you about that but a black person. But sadly enough, black people, we do adopt kids, but we don't adopt kids at a large rate as white folks do.
Thank you. And that's a fact. Go ahead, Jordan.
For me, I'm gonna kind of agree with Ronnie says about putting your parents on blast, white or adopted or not. I'm big. It says in the Bible, honor your mother and father. Personally, for me, put your parents in the book and showing that to me that's the wrong way to do it. I think that should have been other options that he could have did instead of putting your parents that raised you as being a man that you are right now, and it kind of just put them on blast. It's like it's just kind of not it don't feel right to my soul, because even though my mother has been good to me, I don't have the best relationship with my father. I will not put any stuff blast into my family here on KF Radio or anything. What me and my father has, we either we text or talk. After that, if we can't agree on something, we just me and him come to agreement of what's the next step of what we got to do, what we got to process. So I just feel like Colin Kaepernick should do the different options about, hey, when I was little, I had a hard trouble, reaching what's my culture and everything until I've grown up until I know what my culture is right now. Yeah, but for me, I think there was some other options you could have done. So that's what I think about it.
No, but I'm gonna be real with you. Look at prime example. Me, I have dreads. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have dreads, and I live in an area in Florida where the crime rate for people that have dreads is very high. Yeah. So I'm automatically gonna have discrimination automatically just because of my hair. They don't know me on a personal level. You guys know me on this channel. You guys know me on a personal level. But the people out there, when I meet the people out there, I mean, an officer or even people that are trying to hire me for a job, they're gonna look at me a certain way. So Kaepernick's parents were trying to save him from the same mistakes that a lot of people are facing today. Think about it. Him having cornrows, I know you can go in, but him having cornrows. Remember at the time where crime rate was high, where people with cornrows were going to jail, people with cornrows were doing crime, people with cornrows didn't care nothing about the law. They were trying to protect him because they knew that, hey, at the end of the day, he's a black man in America. Go ahead.
Now, mind you, there's something that Kaepernick said that I didn't felt no kind of way about it, and I didn't see that as racism. When his mother said you're gonna look like a little thug, how many Haitian parents despise dreads, tattoos, or cornrows? Mm-hmm. Hispanic people too. Now, mind you, this doesn't exclude Black Americans. Black Americans who are conservative, who are religious fundamental, they have a problem with those too, especially if your pants are sagging off your ass. Listen, the biggest thing for Black Americans, if you cuss in front of them, they do not like cussing.
Facts.
So when he said that little insert, I say, that's just a parent. My mother done called me, listen, I got tattoos all over me. As soon as I got them, she said, vagabond. That's a thug. That's a thug. But here's the thing. I want us to approach this from a different narrative. And I want us to look at it from a lens, from the outside looking in. I would not object and said that there wasn't some racial ideology that was implemented into Colin Kaepernick's life. But I also think that not everything had to have been racist. Yes, his adopted parent was white. Yes. They grew up in the suburbs. Probably never even hung around a black person or never even worked around it unless he was cleaning the toilets. Understand that. But there's certain things that you got to understand that can't be racial when it comes to parents. A parent, and mind you, the parents probably imposed that, knowing that you're black, I need to save you from these white folks from beating your ass. So I can't have you look at anything that looks urban. I've known white people to say these things. You feel me? And they say, hey, don't take this no kind of way, Wilder, but you're not like the rest of them. I'm like, what? He's don't take this no other way. He said, but you want to know something? The world is biased. The world is judgmental. We have an opinion about people. I have an opinion about people. I have an opinion about a nigga that lives next door to me. And he's black like me. So we need to try to understand each other. We can't force narratives on people. And you want to know something? One thing I do learn about this, in time we grow, we do change our mentalities about things. So he needed to at least allow his parents to grow with him to understand black people. Go ahead.
I think he knew that too, Hakeem, because I'm gonna say this, because before, when he got to the league, and also when he was in University of Nevada, he was clean cut. Yeah. You know, he had a hair down, you know, he had, you know, no beard and all that type of stuff, you know, and then like his first 3 years in San Francisco, he was clean cut and everything. I guess with the fourth and the fifth year he was in the league, that's when he started to realize, you know, hey, you know, I can be more me, you know, I could be into my culture, you know, I could, you know, grow my hair out, you know, even though he had tattoos, he's in University of Nevada, and also, you know, playing the league. I believe he can cover his tattoos up because, you know, he can wear long sleeves and everything. But like I said, later on when he's, you know, start being good, all that type of stuff, that's when he start growing out his hair and just really embrace what he is, because, you know, he's grown now. He can do what he want to do.
Oh, go ahead, Hakeem. Go ahead.
One thing I'm gonna tell you that I've learned from white folks that I probably think Kaepernick did not want to accept. Why would you want to look like everybody else? Why do you want to conform? Be yourself. My mother always told me that, because I've always wanted dreads. I just have thin hair. I got that Poppy Montana hair. You feel what I'm trying to say? I've always wanted the big Rick Ross Facebook beard with a mouthful of gold, like. My mama would say, "You want to look like everybody else in Miami? Nigga, you don't want to be yourself." So I can understand where they're coming from. And then you want to know something? I beg my nephew not to get dreads. I beg my nephew not to get a bunch of tattoos, because I know how they proceed. I say, man, you want to look like a street nigga. I say the same thing too, because I'm an older dude.
See, you protect your kids. So think about it. If you protect your niece and your nephew and your brothers, imagine them. Especially at that time when there was crime rate going high, and they live in a city that the crime rate was like very high. It was not very modern. So when you have a parent that's trying to teach you the right way to go, so you won't get yourself into trouble, follow that route. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's okay. Yeah, we know how they did it. We know he's still black. I'm not taking that away from him. My thing is like you taking away the good value your parents bring to you, so you can try to, quote unquote, to relate to the black culture. Go ahead.
I want to blow something out the water that I want to express to somebody. This can coincide with the Colin Kaepernick situation, which my mother told me that I don't have a right to tell people I'm Haitian. Listen now. She said, "You're not Haitian. You wasn't born in Haiti. You're American." And I'm telling you the ideology of where parents might come. A lot of people might be like, "Nigga, why you not patriotic? Your mother's from the country." Nigga, I only been to the country once. I know Liberty City over town. I know New York City. So the things we got to understand, the way parents are perceived things. She said, "You're American. That's who you're supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to align with. Regardless of however you want to be." It's certain people here who have 4 or 5 generations of American Indians in their family, but you're not Indian. You're American. Be who you want to be. So sometimes there's an ideology your parents can put on you. It only could help you, or it only could benefit you. If I had a son today, I'm not going to say, yeah, my mother's Haitian, but you're American. My mother's Haitian, but you're American. So act like an American. You feel me? And we're not talking about the American that have their pants sagging and stuff like that, because I'm objective about that type of stuff. So this special, what is it about? Is he going against an ideology or this, or is his parents really racist? Let's talk about that. Is his parent really racist, or his parents had to go about it another way to save him because they understand the world a lot better than he does?
No, his parents not racist, because they were racist. They want to adopt them.
100%. Not only that, though, let me tell you something. Funny thing, we are who our friends are, right or wrong. So when he got into the league, he started hanging around everybody else who do come from messed up backgrounds. He said, I'm going to emulate the guys who I'm hanging with. You know you ain't grow up like that, nigga. Didn't you go to Yale? So sometimes, I'm about to say something that's about to hurt a lot of people's feelings. You ready for this? If you did not grow up in the struggle that we grew up in, it has nothing to do with you. A lot of people might get mad about that. Him taking a knee for what? That's not your struggle. You grew up with white folks. You can't sympathize with us being stopped by police. You're not wearing this. So I thank you. Sometimes people sympathize with your own struggles. Because you want to know why? It's just going to seem like you're clout chasing. I can't sympathize with the struggles of people in Montreal. I'm not Canadian. I don't wear maple leaf. I got a Lakers hat here, though. So this is what I'm saying. My mother can't sympathize with the struggle of people in Haiti. She's not in Haiti. She hasn't been there in 20 years. She still sends money back, but she's American. She votes. So I'm only saying that let's change our level of thinking. Let's try to understand who we are as people.
And also, I want to say this is one of my best friends I've been friends with, since 7 or 8. He's white. And the thing is, us growing each other in the same hood, same neighborhood, go over to his house, go over to my house, our culture is very, very different. There's some stuff I can do, some stuff he can't do. There's stuff that he can do, stuff I can't do, or just say, or whatever, and our friends are still strong to this day. We've been friends for 23, 24 years now. And, even though he lives in another state, I live in the same state, we understand, he understands my culture as a black man. I don't understand his culture as a white man.
Yeah.
And there's boundaries we can go to, and there's boundaries we cannot go to. And there's always a respect of each other that we have of the boundaries we can do and the boundaries that we can't do. So I want y'all people to know that if y'all have friends with with a white, Asian, Hispanics and everything, you get to learn about their culture, what they can do, what they can't do, and also for yourself of what you can do, what you can't do.
That's why I love the analogy when it comes to Tarzan. I don't know the Disney show, Disney cartoon, or even movie with Tarzan. You can see that he was American, but when he was a child, same concept. He was a child. He was raised with gorillas. His whole lifestyle was based on the gorillas. The gorillas raised him. The gorillas taught him the way of life. So when he grew up to be in his adolescence, as a man, all he knew was how to survive in the jungle, how to survive out being a gorilla. He didn't know nothing else about America. And then a woman, Jane, came and said, hey, you are American. You are a human being. He said, no, I'm not. I am a gorilla. So it's the same concept. Kaepernick, even though he's black, we know him, he's black, but he was raised with whites.
Yep.
So that's why people see him as a white man more than they see him as black. Go ahead, Akeem.
I love that you say that. Our beautiful sister, our beautiful queen, Natasha Vincent, said it takes 2 generations or more before a country does not consider you an immigrant. That's a telling thing, because everybody goes through changes here. You feel me? We all gonna go through changes. And Jordan, I love the fact that you mentioned that you have a best friend that's white. Who am I to tell you not to be friends with a white person? You grew up with him. He's practically might identify as being black more than white because he grew up with you. You know how many Hispanics that me and Ronnie grew up with that are considered, like, sometimes you forget if they're Hispanic. Are they Hispanic or they Americans? I sometimes be like, oh man, he's a Miami dude. He's a dude from Dade. Regardless of what you is, referring to what Natasha Vincent said, it takes 2 generations. It shouldn't even take a generation. When your kid's born here, you live here, you pay bills, you identify with the culture, who it is. It's people who have an issue with diversity. I think innately a lot of people are not racist. I just think they don't understand people. Until we cannot understanding each other, we can get over a lot of things. Let me tell you something. This country's going to start looking like Brazil in 100 years. You see how Brazil's just a melting pot? Everybody got a brown skin tone because everybody gonna mix in with each other. This country's going to be like Brazil in the next 100 years.
I would say, you know, a lot of people's not going to like that.
Hey, listen, racially ambiguous. Most people ain't gonna know who they are. They gonna say, y'all mixed with 7 different things, but that's no problem. Asian, black, Korean, Laotian, and I'm Dominican. I mean, people now who are like 4 races in one.
But Hakeem, I'm being honest with you. I don't have a problem with that because alone that will stop the racism. I know you mix. I know Jordan's mixed and I'm mixed. Mm-hmm. So where's the racism? We mix. There is no racism.
No, there is.
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing is, black people don't got a problem with other races. Name me a time where we robbed a Chinese person. Name me a time where we disrespect Hispanics and Hispanic people. I live next door to 2. Listen, every holiday they come and bring me plates of food. When my daddy was in the hospital, the dad, the mom, the brother, the sister came and sat in here and prayed with us. These are Cubans. They don't speak no English. I had to get the translator out on the phone. I say they're my neighbors. They're not Haitian. They've eaten Haitian food with us. So who are we to judge? Listen, I don't want to be around a bunch of niggas that look like me. I would love for this place to be diverse so we can all have a good time. Bring me the Canadians. Bring me the Nova Scotians. Bring me the Jamaicans. Bring me the niggas from Pontiac. You think the world will be a better place if you have 100 different niggas and we all wear jeans? Nigga, I might want to wear loafers tomorrow. But a nigga can't show me how to wear loafers. Only a white boy can. I went to Massachusetts. Before going to Massachusetts, I had a distinct ideology about white folks, which I've never hung with white people before. People need to understand. In Miami, you might rarely ever meet a white person. Mind you, I'm coming from the 80s now.
That's facts, Hakeem.
Thank you. So
I can say the same. I was gonna say I can say the same thing. Once I moved to Miami, it was a whole big melting pot. I didn't see white people until I dropped up to Central or Northern Florida. Go ahead, Hakeem.
You're right. That's where they at. And I'm gonna finish this point with this. When I went to Massachusetts, my mind changed about white folks. I have white people who I still call to this day, and I call them my brothers. Because they show me the character of who they are, not the color of their skin.
And that's it. This is the problem we have in today's society. Everything is focused on the color of the person's skin instead of focused on the person's character. How they treat you. Are they treating you with respect? Are they treating you with love? Are they treating you peacefully? But everybody want to focus on the negative stuff. And that's why I say in the situation with Kaepernick, I think he more focused on the negative side because he's trying to relate to us. Bruh, you can't relate to us because at the end of the day, you was raised differently. Your whole value is totally different. Even my value. My value is different from Hakeem. My value is different from Jordan. However, at some place, we still come together because we know we still want to operate in love and want to operate in peace. And I think Kaepernick should have went that route. But I'm not going to lie, by him doing this book, I think it's going to bring a lot of shame into his heritage because at the end of the day, we're like, oh no, but he wasn't made white. We know that. But the people that raised him To be honest, I'm being honest, a decent human being.
And I think a lot of people forget about the "I Have Dreams" with Martin Luther King. It's to judge people. I'm sorry. Do not judge by the color of their skin, but the concept of their character. That still hits home for me, and I know it hits home for Ronnie and Hakeem as well. So people, like I say, if you treat people well, you're gonna treat people well. It's the people treat you. You're gonna treat you by showing them their actions of what they do. Not kind of what they say, but what they do. And a lot of people, like I said, when we was little, we didn't know about racism until we grew up. When we was kids, when I was kids playing with other white kids, I didn't think about racism because, like I said, when we was kids, nobody think about that. Like I said, it is taught. It is, once you get older, you see that it's taught. Racism is taught to to the kids and everything. But yeah, man, we still live in a world that we still judge by the color of the skin, by the content of the character, and like I said, hopefully Hakeem is right. Hopefully, the next 100 years we all be melanated.
No, it's happening. It's not if. It's happening. It's happening now. That's why a lot of people are trying to stop it. A lot of white counterparts are telling, hey, make sure y'all integrate with whites. You're keeping them on the family. And so a lot of things, I would say the next couple of years is going to be really, really, we might not be able to see it, but our kids will see the new world and how things will digress. And hopefully by that time, racism will be done with and people just literally live the life they're supposed to live. Because now if you have someone like Kaepernick going against his current values, going against everything that taught them, they have to show you something that we are right now in a terrible spot. Go ahead.
My brother, I want to tell you what's the issue with Kaepernick and an issue with a lot of people. We got caught up in that race Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
That's all we think about right now is that race Kool-Aid. Every place has some type of issues that we're trying to tackle it. It's too much to focus on. So that woke narrative that we all caught up is diverting us from really doing the work that we need to, is rebuilding the ghettos. Is helping single mothers, is trying to tackle that there's a bunch of single sons and boys is out here with that. We need to be able to prevent another Colin Kaepernick. Mind you, he grew up successful, but how many Colin Kaepernicks that didn't grow successful? He was lucky. Let's talk about that. For him to come out here and say, yeah, my mom and dad, you know what I mean? You need to thank God that that white woman who had you didn't thought about aborting. Didn't think about popping some more pills and drinking some liquor to end you. Thank God that you're here, because now you can be a voice for us. But come on, let's not get caught up in the race Kool-Aid. Everything can't be about race. Yeah, I know some racist crackers out here. I know some racist black folks. I know some racist Asians. I know some racist Hispanics. Listen, I know some pro-Hispanics, and I love it. Because I don't have to deal with you. This is America. Hey, I'm just going to go move over here where everybody who wants to come eat some barbecue at. That's what it's all about. Let's not get caught up in the race Kool-Aid. As long as you don't touch me, though. That's all I'm saying. Don't touch me. Don't touch my family, because then we'll have a whole nother conversation. We're going to crash out. That's the thing that people don't understand. Just don't touch nobody. Keep your hands to yourself. If you want to be a bigot, you can be a bigot, but keep your hands to yourself. Because right now we at the stage where we about crashing out.
And the thing about it, Hakeem, we got to work with these people.
Yeah.
We work with these people 8 to 10 hours a day, 40 plus hours a week. And so if we could work on it, why we can't band to the same together though? If we got to work with it, what's the problem with that?
Talk to me.
I don't see that. Go ahead, Ronnie.
No, but this is the situation we're facing right now in America. It's that woke culture. I'm woke. But that woke is making you broke. It makes you less than. It's not bringing no form of value. This is one thing I would say especially with me, when I used to be like, okay, I used to want to be a part of the conscious community. Like I'm conscious. But the same people that's conscious is the same people that's broke. The woke culture. By Kaepernick being woke, mind you, by him being woke, he's no longer playing for the NFL. he's begging his way back into the NFL. By him being woke, it makes him put shame on his family's name. When I say family, I mean his adopted family name.
Yeah.
Because you want to be woke. I won't say you want to fit in, but some places you're not going to fit in. You're just not going to fit in. You can't relate, and it's okay. But however, you could relate to people that have been adopted, that's been also successful. You can relate to that crowd. Everybody have each crowd they can relate to. We're not born for every circle of the world. Go ahead.
I'll say this. Can y'all agree with me with this? The woke culture is probably the most complaining culture that I ever seen.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
I think the culture, other than the woke, that has been complaining. I mean, they just complain, but they don't do the work.
Listen, it's not even us. It's every person. Oh, Asian hate. Oh, it's a bunch of people. Everybody got some issues. Yo, I'm Hispanic. You're not including me in this movie. For the love of Christ. Are we going to cry about every single thing? It's Superman. Superman is white. Why would you want him to be Hispanic? Go make your own superhero. People might not like that. You can't force people to love you. You can't force people to include you in their shit. Let them do their thing. You have a whole community here you can dance with. When I talk like that, people have an issue.
Yes, preach.
If they want you to come, you can come. But if they don't be mad about it. But stop trying to force people to be like, oh.
Hey, Hakeem, it's so bad, it hit the job. That's why people, you heard about the Great Resignation? People still complain about their jobs. Like, I can't do this. I'm tired. I need a new job. I can't do this. I need to work less hours and all that type of stuff. Like, yo, would you just work? It's like,
but don't worry, Jordan. They have a plan for that. They say, you know what? Since you guys don't want to work, so now we're creating robots. So pretty soon everybody's gonna be laid off.
There you go.
Because this quote unquote woke culture. You know what I'm saying? This woke culture is literally destroying our society. I get it. I do get Kaepernick assessment on a simple fact that, hey, he want to relate, but the lifestyle he was raised, he cannot relate. Even if he tried, he can't. There's a situation where right now with John Morant. You see, he trying to relate to the hip hop culture. He trying to be gangster. You're not gangster. That's the issue like a lot of black people face, and that's why we missed a lot of opportunities. See, John Morant right now has lost his deal with Coca-Cola. Not Coca-Cola. Yeah, exactly. Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you're right.
Because for his shenanigans. Go ahead, King.
Brother, you saying something so important. I'm even come to. I was the biggest hypocrite out here. I grew up with a mother and father in the house. My daddy ain't no gangster. He went to work every day. And mind you, he was a garbage man, making over $50,000 a year. Does that seem like I was hurting? I had my first car at 16. I wanted to go hang with niggas because I couldn't relate. I couldn't relate to the ghetto kids that lived. Listen, I lived in a house in an apartment. The kids, we stayed across the street from the project. I said, "Boy, them niggas look like they have fun." This is the issue we got. Just like Superman was an alien. Sometimes these people feel like aliens compared to everybody else around. Shit. What is that? They eating tacos? Let me go over there and see like if I can be Mexican too.
I want to say, to go back to what Ronnie said about John Moran, about he want to be a thug. Look at your counterpart, LeBron James. Even though, he's set it up and everything, he's a billionaire. Why? Because he didn't play those games. He didn't play the thuggish game. Same thing about other black billionaires, the Jay-Z's, the Diddy's, Tyler Perry, They didn't play those type of games. They wanted to do what they needed to do, which, be have a capital gain, have the money, and look at it, they're black billionaires, and they still making money for, making generational wealth for their families.
Yeah, and that's true. That's what I'm saying. Like, I had to realize, dude, one time I got into an altercation with a friend of mine. And he was like, he's a guy from the streets. He was like, only you can't relate. And when I started thinking about it, and my mom like, you're right. I can't relate from your lifestyle. You in the streets. I'm here. I'm home. I'm home every day. I'm just a regular Joe. I study. Like, you can call me a nerd. Like, that's what I do. I don't be in the streets like that. So I can't relate to you. I can't relate to your lifestyle. I'm just being honest. I just can't relate. Call me corny. I'm cool with that. I think somebody asked you a question, King.
Did Kaepernick take a knee because he wasn't going to start or for a cause? Honestly,
good question.
That is a good question. Honestly, because his career wasn't looking too good.
Yeah, when it comes to the stats, Kaepernick, he normally average about 250 a yard a game. His rush used to be like 40. I think it was like 30 to 40 yard rush. However, he did take. I'm not gonna lie, he did at that time that season when he did play for the 49ers. He did take the 49ers to the Super Bowl where we did face the Baltimore Ravens and did lose in the fourth quarter. I think by three or 4 points. So it was. I think he was gonna go far. If he never went on the ramp. But the thing what happened was, I'm just be honest, I think it was more of a power play than the actual him standing up for something. He was not getting the pay grade that he wanted. Go ahead, Jordan.
Now I was going to add this too. His coach that drafted him, Jim Harbaugh, who's the coach from Michigan, who coached at the University of Michigan. He the one who gave Colin Kaepernick an opportunity. He put Colin Kaepernick instead of Ellis Smith, and after he put Colin Kaepernick, he started growing. And then after Jim Harbaugh left, left from San Francisco 49ers and went to University of Michigan, that's where you kind of see a dip from Colin Kaepernick and everything. And that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why he got kicked out, because his last year he wasn't doing really well, and also he betted on himself too, because he couldn't have stayed, but he wanted to say, hey, we go on the free agency, see what's up while he was taking a knee.
Mind you, I followed him a little bit prior before him taking a knee. I've never heard him spoke about black issues.
He did. That way, but remember, Mayweather said it was a money grab. But go ahead.
No. You agreeing with me? I said the statement to see if you could add to it. I've never seen him spoke about issues. I've never seen him been in the hood. I've never seen him donate anything. I've never seen him done anything behind or in front. So when Mean Streets, you pose that question, a lot of black people were weird about it. He's like, who is him? Most people wasn't even thinking about Kaepernick. Only real hardcore black sports fan, the average person was like, who's this dude?
Yeah.
He's not the regular social justice warrior he is. What's Crump and all these other people and my son and a lot of people here. One person who I can speak for, who has spoken and done stuff, is J. Cole.
Yeah.
When Mike Brown got gunned down, J. Cole flew out there. He was out there walking around. So there's difference in opinion. Another people who does contribute, but he likes to keep this on the hush hush, is Jay-Z. He's not out in the open with his social justice warrior stuff. He does it the right way. He does business, but in the back. I don't know if you remember when a lot of people got arrested. I don't know if it was that, but it was something he had got a bunch of people out of jail. He gave the money to a third party. People got a bunch of people out of jail. So this is the thing. So yeah, this could be a money grab for Kaepernick to keep him.
Yeah, but it's all assumption. I don't really know Kaepernick. But the first time it came out, I was with Kaepernick too. But then when Mayweather said, no, he using this to get some form of capitalism from it, then I was like, okay, it kind of makes sense, because remember at that time, Kaepernick was making like 15 mil a year. When that situation transpired, now he's making 50 mil. He got 50 mil just off Nike alone. And the NFL, even though they let him go, they also pay him the rest of his contract. So Kaepernick right now, he's set for life. You don't even need to play football right now, but he just loves the game. That's why he keeps saying he just loves the game. But go ahead, Jordan.
And I would say this too. Before Colin Kaepernick was clear cut, what Hakeem would say, like he didn't know. Remember the top quarterback that was out there right now was Cam Newton. He was the showed us Superman, the dab, and all that type of stuff. So, and a lot of, especially in our black community, a lot of blacks, revolve around Cam Newton instead of Colin Kaepernick. And then I think maybe realize that Colin Kaepernick, maybe if I do something different, trying to be a justice warrior, grow my hair out, maybe they can see me being that type of person, also being that quarterback as well.
But at the end of the day, sometimes doing something like that, it did hurt him at the end of the day because he's still trying. It's hard to get back in the NFL. The NFL is not gonna. They're not gonna get you, especially when they know that you have a lot of media attention that's behind you. Even though right now everything about Kaepernick is loud, right now is in the hush hush. But if we go back to the NFL, they already know that there's gonna be a lot of media attention. There's gonna be a lot of questioning. So they don't want to take away from the game. That's why they just leave it as the thing as is. But I understand. Kaepernick do love football. He do love football. And I'm gonna be honest, I do want to see him play again. But at the time when he was in the league, he wasn't doing that well. The only time he was doing well was that he took the 49ers Super Bowl in which they lost. But go ahead.
My thing about it, Ronnie, if he loves football so much, he could have played a Canada football, arena football, but you know what I'm saying, to make that, but like I said, he could have did that, but he wanted to play in the NFL. I mean, there was one team that was really looking at him, but the thing is, they didn't sign out. I think it was the Baltimore Ravens. It's because his girlfriend at the time said something about the owner and the GM. And I believe she put a picture of their faces on the Django character with Samuel Jackson character and Leonardo DiCaprio character when Leonardo DiCaprio got shot, and they put I think it was Ray Lewis' face on the Samuel Jackson's, and then I think it was the owner face on the Leonardo DiCaprio character, and she put it out there, and then once Baltimore Ravens saw that, that's when it's like, no, we're not going to sign, because that was the last team that I can remember that Colin Kaepernick had a chance to be signed by the Baltimore Ravens.
No, but if you ask me, did it make a difference in the NFL? Everything Kaepernick was saying for trying to do, I don't think it kind of made no difference. It's still the same thing. Some players still facing what they're facing. So to me, I think it was a waste of time, but I didn't think he did gain something from it. I would say he did got some form of capital out of it. I think, hey, if I was him, I think it was somebody asked me, was it right thing to do? I think not. But at that time, remember, everybody was into that woke culture, and that's where he capitalized from. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not gonna lie, people are gonna buy that book, whether we might disagree with it or not. People are gonna buy it.
Yep.
Yeah, probably be a bestseller too.
Basically.
So he's gonna capitalize that. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That's sometimes, I don't know his intention, but that's what happened. When you go against your family values just to make a couple of bucks, let's see how it plays out. But I guarantee you, he put harm and shame to his time. Just my opinion.
Can you hear me? Okay, what's going on? Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you with that, Ronnie. Go up to my final thoughts. It's like, hey, I know what you're trying to do, but you're supposed to honor your parents. I don't care if they're biological or adoptive. They raised you. You still supposed to honor your parents. By taking the road that he did, I think that was the wrong thing that he did. And like I said, I think there was other options he could have done. But that's my final take on that.
And my final take is, family, you gotta learn how to just embrace your family and embrace yourself. Sometimes you're just not gonna fit in. If you become an outcast, that's fine with it. Like especially with someone like me that I know I'm not gonna fit in where I go, so I'm cool with that. And I think people gotta realize you gotta start loving yourself first, most important than anything. Even though this is not a topic about love, but it shows you that you really gotta love yourself first, because mind you, if you don't love yourself, you ready to risk it all, try to please other people. Go ahead.
Hey man, I just say that I'm just gonna piggyback off what you said. You gotta love yourself and love who you are, love where you come from, love who your parents is, and try to identify what means right to you. But in the interim of knowing that, try to bridge the gap between people. Speak to somebody who's different than you. Try to get to learn who they are and so they can learn who you are. You know what I mean? And this is how we do it. And you know what I mean? Just like I try to learn more about Ron, I try to learn more about Jordan. I want to go. The fact that when he joined the team, I say, okay, I need to go to Pontiac one day so I could really know what it's like for where he grew up at. You know what I'm saying? And this is what his life is all about. We can come on the channel so we learn. Just like we're going to go to Montreal and learn about Miss Vincent. We're going to go learn about Michelle. We're going to learn about wherever we at. We're going to be one big happy family. So love everybody and learn about each other.
And this is why it's so very important to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Not only that, but guys, make sure you go to the community tab. In the community tab, we have our daily shorts, we have reaction videos, and also Chris Hakeem just recently wrote a book, Black Love. Go ahead and check it out. Check out the platform. We really do greatly appreciate it. And we thank you for the people that did actually went and listened to or purchased the book. Shout out to you guys. And make sure when you do it, make sure you send us a screenshot so we can post on you guys on our community tab. Like, hey, you guys support the platform. You guys rock with it. And not only that, guys, remember, the Chaos Culture t-shirt is out now. Go ahead and get your Chaos Culture Radio t-shirt. Remember, the link is in the community tab. So go over there and click on it and get your t-shirt and rock with us when we go live. So have the t-shirts on. That's how we get down. You see, Hakeem got the background, Jordan got the background, and I got the t-shirt. This is how we do it, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to us each and every weekend. Chaos Culture Radio. We over and out.
Quebecois.
Oh, hold on, Vince. Look, Vince said she loved your book. Wow. Shout out to you. Wow, look, you about to make him cry.
No, don't cry.
Wow.
You're not crying like that.
That was you that did that, Miss Vincent?
See?
Miss Vincent?
Shout out, see?
Shout out.
I'm actually going to screenshot it and put it in the community tab. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, where my passport now? I'm going to Quebecois.
Oh, man, that's what's up, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Shout out to you, Quinn. I told you, black women, I don't care what nobody say. They are the #1 supporter of black men. I don't care. This is a prime example. That's why I'm saying, man. That's why I'm wrong with black women. I'm telling you.
I'll never eat no pink meat before I eat black men.
The #1 supporter, I'm telling you, from the get-go, since we started this platform, black women been the #1 supporter. I promise you on that. I promise you on that.
Quebecois.
But shout out to you, Queen. We really do appreciate it. No, I promise you, Natasha, that's one thing I'm not gonna lie about. Black women been the #1 supporter of this. I promise you. We reach out to some men, the men be like, they don't want to know us. All okay, cool. The black women, down. Go back. Natasha, if you can't just go back to our catalog, you'll see nothing but black women we interview. Majority of them are black women.
Black women.
Yes, sir.
That's why that's why it'd be criminal if I don't marry a black woman.
It would. Jordan already did that. He got that check.
You got that check.
Me and Hakeem next.
Listen, we next. We gonna, if it's butterscotch, butter almond, dark chocolate, light caramel, cream puff, it's gonna be a black woman.
Facts.
From the diaspora to the motherland, or to Toronto, wherever, it's gonna be a black woman.
Facts.
We love you.
We do. Appreciate. No, how you don't know how that means. That means a lot. We appreciate you, and this is why, guys. This is why you gotta rock with us, man. If she able to do it, you guys can do it too. We really do appreciate that, Natasha. 110%. You understand that? That's a plus. That's why I rock with black women. I rock with black men too. You know, we got brothers on the platform that also support this platform too. I'm not going to put dirt on their name. It is true. You know, Jordan was a supporter of ours, and look, he's on the team. Ray's a supporter of ours. You know, True, all these other guys, my brother, you know, Urban Noise, you had Kendall, like Jabari, you know, John Smith, we have people, Herman. I can go down the list of people that support us.
Look who
black men are weak. Black men are whack. You about to end the stream.
Listen, that's translation for black men are the best. That's what she meant by that. Black men are the best.
That's the best.
She's a team black women. I'm with you on that. I don't care. I'm the Lord of the Step. Team Black Woman every day, all day, every day. But Sugar Boy, you missed the show, man. You gotta catch us on replay, man. You gotta catch us on replay. But yeah. But we out, guys. See y'all Wednesday. We love y'all.